Hey there, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy podcast. You know I had to do it. Now, what's up, fanboys
Yes.
and fangirls?
You did.
Welcome back. We're here with another not live episode, unfortunately. We're still setting up Studio 2.0, and we're social distancing, is what we also tell people. We're doing our part. Anyway, my name is Luke, and I'm joined by Mr. Tyler Davis. What's up, Tyler?
What up, what up? Back again from the digital land. And back to our normal three-piece. We got the beautiful Brett Eitzen across the way
Oh, hey.
on Skype here. Looking good
Yeah,
as
I'm
ever,
hanging
my
out.
man.
Oh, thank you. I'm hanging out actually in Studio 2.0 right now. It is a complete mess.
So it
We
kind of
need to
feels
paint.
like
We need to-
you're in the zone.
Yeah, we've got this awesome, like, real light baby blue in here right now. I'm not feeling it, so we're gonna have to paint, and then we're gonna get new carpet, and then we're gonna figure out the rest of the studio.
I don't know about
So,
you, but I'm feeling
Very excited.
an orange and black swoopy stripe pattern. I think that looked really cool.
Ooh. I could do that. I could dig that.
My room is already orange. I don't know if you can see behind me. My room is orange and navy. I
It
did not pick
is.
the colors.
I hadn't realized that.
I got
yeah.
this behind me. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just trying to get my cat to come here. Because I'm trying to be the kitty king. Come here, Tuna.
Carl!
Why are you getting in your travel cage?
If you haven't
I hate
caught
that
on
thing.
or read the description of our episode,
Podcat.
we will be talking about Tiger King later. Very excited to talk about that.
Heck yeah.
But in the meantime, what have you guys been up to while you social distance and don't have time to do anything but play video games and watch TV and hang out with your family?
Brett, you've been away the longest. What have you been up to, man?
Yeah, I am sad that I missed last week. We were in the process of moving. So obviously now I'm here in Studio 2.0, House 2.0.
Woo.
So that the move was successful, if not maybe a little stressful, but we got through.
Nice rhyme.
And now, oh, thank you. All we have to worry about is just not getting killed by the virus. So, fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. Jeez, that got dark quick.
Yeah. It went from very happy
Um,
to doom and gloom in a matter of seconds.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Can I say?
Well, as the old man of the group,
You're
I am the most
welcome.
at risk.
What can I say? Oh. Luke and I are on the
Okay.
same page tonight, man.
So, what else did we do? Well, you guys were singing Moana. I watched Moana. This
Hells
week with
yeah.
Claire.
Reboot.
She had seen it before, but man, that's a good movie. Oh, as Tyler mentioned last week, I was rewatching Last Jedi, of course, for like the 100 to 112th time. I've lost.
Oh my
lost count.
goodness.
But I finished my thesis on why it's the greatest piece of cinema ever. Should we read it together? Yeah, let's do that. Like Citizen Kane before it, Star Wars: The Last Jedi will not universally be recognized for its greatness for years, but when it does, Rian Johnson will rightfully be named Supreme Leader of Hollywood. Oh, are we not? We're not doing this now? Okay, never mind. So thank you for indulging me on that.
Did you read your thesis? Because we missed it.
Oh no!
It literally cut out right when you're like, so let's read this.
Yes, I did. Do you want me to reread it?
I kind of want it to be a surprise for when I listen to this, but
Okay, I read the whole thing. Let's just leave a surprise.
okay.
Luke can figure it out when he's editing it, and and you'll hear.
That will
it
be
later.
fun to hear because
Yeah,
we'll get experience
I
for
have
the
to wait
first time
till
with everybody
Wednesday.
else.
yeah. Okay.
This is a train wreck.
Never mind then. What else did I do? Oh, I binged watch like all of Tiger King, of course.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have to talk about that a little later. But then also something that came out today, I think it was today or yesterday, it just made my heart happy, was some good news with John Krasinski over on YouTube.
Yep.
Um, man, that was just nice. So highly recommend you go
Check out his
seek
YouTube
that
channel.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, I need
yeah.
to look at that.
And I hope
need to
they
look
do
into that.
more. So, other than that, though, I don't know. Luke and I played some Destiny
Yeah, we did.
together. Tyler, well, all three of us, I guess, played a little Apex.
Yeah.
Good times. I mean, for as crazy of a week as it's been, I've had some good times.
Good.
Good times this week.
I'm glad to hear
So,
it, man.
Yeah. What about you? What about you guys? What did you all do?
I can go ahead and go. So much has been made of Harley Quinn on DC Universe and how it took me so long to watch it, but I finished it. I'd give the season a fanboy worthy. The ending was pretty wild.
Yeah.
It kind of goes in a direction I didn't expect it to go.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also a very, I don't know, it felt like a comic book, like the way it ends, which is kind of nice. So I'm looking forward to season 2 that starts on Friday, April 3rd, which is also my guy Luke's birthday.
What? Nobody told me that.
Yeah, man. It's your birthday Friday.
Oh my gosh.
I also watched what I thought was going to be the season finale of season 1 of the DC All-Star Games. And then they surprise announced a new episode or another episode next week. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that show. It's kind of like DC's version of D&D, and it's a bunch of celebrities playing it. It's quite hilarious.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. by this point in the show is super drunk.
Yeah.
So it just makes it that much more entertaining. So I also watched Moana, and I had not seen Moana yet. I've owned the movie for 2 years, and I just haven't watched
What? You own it?
Yeah,
I didn't know you owned it.
I own it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Tyler.
Yeah.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
I bought it on Black Friday at one point, and I bought it with like 13 movies, and I just hadn't got around to watching it. But like you guys were talking about it so much. We were in a party with Lepke this weekend playing Xbox, and he was talking to me about it, and you guys were grilling me pretty hard. So I ended up watching it last night, and I gotta say, I'm really upset that I didn't watch it sooner. But I'm also really glad I finally got around to watching it because it is one of the best Disney animated movies in recent memory. It's seriously so good. All the music is really good. The animation in that one is just wildly good.
Dude,
and
the
then,
water,
like, a lot of the hand drawn stuff is super cool too.
the water and like all the night stuff. When like with the
it's
night
so good.
sky and
Yeah.
like when the spirit manta ray shows up, man.
Oh, it's
I like-
so good.
That's
I love Moana
something
so
that
much. I love it so much.
It's such a good movie.
I had never really appreciated it. I think we've only ever watched it like on DVD, and so like even it upscaling it didn't do it justice. And this time, for the first time, we streamed it over Disney Plus, and it was in obviously like full HD. And holy cow, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, so it's funny you say you streamed it. Dana pulled up Disney Plus to try and stream it, and I was like, no, what are you doing? We own it. We're gonna walk downstairs and get it. And we're gonna put this in the Blu-ray player. We don't stream movies we own.
Right?
I had a
usually-
conniption fit for a second.
That's my position that I usually take.
Yeah, no, I remember we agreed on that at one point. Of all the things we hate each other for, that was one thing we agreed on.
That's right. One of the few things.
So then the last thing I'll do, and I'll kind of just do like a mini review in progress. I played Bleeding Edge, which is Ninja Theory's new multiplayer melee arena fighter thing that they've cooked up in their kitchen. I played it on Game Pass, so luckily I didn't have to spend any money. But if I were to review it today, I'd probably give it a Matthew McConaughey. I don't think the game lends itself to solo players. Brett, which is why I said we need you.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
sounds like a yeah.
it's
Well, I'll
just
hop in.
so for cons I put doesn't work for solo players. Like it's impossible to win if you don't have teams that are willing to work together, and most people just want to try to get kills. And it's not that kind of game. It's kind of like Overwatch where everybody has a role and you need them to play that role. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so in a way, it's kind of more like League of Legends. If you don't have people playing the right way, it's just not going to happen for you. And then the other con I had where the skins and customization just isn't very deep. There's just not a lot you can do. Um, all of the skins are just color swaps. Like there's nothing really
Oh,
cool like in Overwatch or
yeah.
Apex or any of those kind of games. Um, but some pros I have, the combat is really fun. Like it's really simple. Um, every character is unique in their own way in terms of like the way they attack and their ability to do like damage over time or just straight DPS, or it's just really cool in that way. And then I like that the characters have a little bit of personality. They have some voice acting that kind of brings that character to life a little bit. The lead character Damon, which is my favorite guy to play, he's like a samurai graffiti artist from New York, and he kind of has like a New York swagger about him, which is kind of cool. And then the game modes for it are pretty good. They're pretty creative. You have to collect things and donate them, and it takes a little while to donate. And if you get attacked while donating, it pauses it. And so it just kind of creates its own little challenges. And then the other mode is basically domination, but the points rotate. So like only one point will open for a minute, and you have to capture as many points as you can there. So it's like a cross between hard point and domination. Sometimes it'll open up
Mm-hmm.
2 points rather than just one, or all three, or so it's kind of cool. It's definitely something different than most other games, which is nice. And it's only $30, so it's cheap, it's easily accessible, and there's a lot of fun to be had with it. I think it'll improve over time.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, no, I definitely want to hop in and check that out with you.
Yeah, man,
I'll
let me
make sure to
know.
download it tonight.
I think it's only like 11 gigs. It's pretty small.
Nice.
But that's about all I did. I really didn't do a whole lot. This quarantine thing on the weekends has been kind of weird. I bought 1917 because we went grocery shopping and they had it, so I took
Why not?
advantage.
All right, my turn, I guess. So
Luke watched every show ever on Netflix.
you wished. No, I watched Moana as well. Brett snapped us or texted us or something.
Yeah.
He's like, family movie night, we're watching Moana. And I could not stop thinking about it because I love that movie. And so I watched it the next night. I do own it on disc, but you guys were texting about playing Apex, so I just streamed it because I can pause it and it saves where I'm at.
Nice.
So I
Yeah,
just
that's
did
nice.
that. But yeah, I love Moana. I think it's really underrated. I feel like a lot of the other ones get talked about more. Um, but Moana is probably out of this new modern age of Disney animation. Ever since they stopped the hand drawn looking 2D stuff, Moana's probably my favorite one. I love Moana, and that's not counting Pixar movie because those aren't Disney, that's Pixar. But yeah, if you haven't seen Moana, do yourself a huge favor and go watch it. It's fantastic. Um, but no, I did not watch every show because this week I pretty much only played Destiny.
Yeah, you were going ham this weekend on
This was
Destiny.
probably the most I've played Destiny since I actually bought Destiny 2. I
Mm-hmm.
played a whole lot. I unlocked so many exotics this week. I was going absolutely crazy. And then I think it was Saturday night. Um, Lepke and Brett helped me out with a bunch of quests that I could not do on my own, and I was having an absolute blast. There was one point, probably like 1 in the morning, where we are all on Earth, riding around in our sparrows and launching ourselves off cliffs. And
Good times.
it was
it
the
was good
most
time.
fun I think I've ever had playing Destiny. I might have been a little sleep drunk, but
Yeah, Lepke texted me and was like, "Dude, you need to get back into Destiny. I had so much fun with Brett and Luke last night, and I was like, what happened?
It,
And then I saw the message about launching sparrows, and I was like, oh
yeah,
boy.
Brett has a video on his uh, Xbox profile, like whatever activity feed, and it's very funny. I
Mm-hmm.
probably watch it like 10 times a day at work just because I wanted to relive those
I'll
memories.
I'll GIF it and
Yes,
make sure we share it on the
I
Twitter
love it.
feed.
Um,
I'll watch it.
but it's kind of funny. I was talking to you guys too about because we were all in a party together, and I was like, I can't stand hand cannons. I can't stand hand cannons. Well, I got the last word, and I feel like a little bit of a
Yeah,
hypocrite
you
now because
did,
I love that gun.
dude. Last word's
I've been
great.
wrecking people in Iron Banner with that gun. So hand cannons, I'm pro hand
Yep.
cannon now.
Nice.
But yeah, that's right. I watched Birds of Prey again. I forgot I did
Hey.
that because I did that
Oh
last
yeah, how'd you feel
Wednesday.
about that?
I love Birds of Prey. So I bought
It didn't sour on your second
third.
viewing, third viewing. Yeah, that's right.
No, it was still just as good. It's a lot of fun. Check out that movie. It's on digital right now. But yeah, then Sunday I binged the entirety of Tiger King. I don't really know what to think now.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude. Oh, do we want to just like spin into that real quick, or do we want to wait?
Let's take a break and do some news first. Let's mix it up.
All right. So you're telling me it's time for some
Yeah,
news?
news, baby.
News.
So we kind of mentioned PS5 specs last week. I didn't know if you wanted to talk a little bit more about that, Brett, or if we did good enough. And we can graduate to your level of technology use.
Oh gosh, I am flattered that you hold me in such high
Yep.
esteem.
Only when you're here.
Here's what I'll say, and it's similar to this generation. The majority of games and the majority of gamers aren't going to be able to tell what the difference is,
Yeah.
right? Like
That's my favorite
they're
part of all
both
this.
they're both very different, and one is certainly one has just like Xbox has been working its upper bod for like hardcore a week, and but been skipping leg day, and the PS5 is like, who needs biceps and triceps? I'm gonna go, work on my sprints. Um, so the long and short of it is that the Xbox is overall more powerful, but the PS5 with its it's faster, but it's not quite as beefy. And those trade-offs will probably
Even out.
at the beginning of the well, it's weird. At the beginning of the cycle of the life cycle of the console, you probably won't see you Xbox is probably going to come off looking better just because the inexperience developing for the consoles, the raw power is just going to be more helpful,
Yeah.
right? The developers can just be like, I can just throw so much at this, but as over the generation, as developers really whittle down into the nitty gritty of the code and figure out the pluses and minuses and things like that, I think what you'll end up seeing is you'll see one of the things PS5 is really boasting is like no load times or like really really quick load times, and that's going to get better and better on PS5, whereas it's going to actually take a hardware improvement for the Xbox to really be able to compete on that front. Now, we may be talking like a difference of like 20 seconds of load time. I don't know. At this point, it's still pretty hypothetical. Because the Xbox is just because it's so powerful, will still be able to load things pretty dang quick.
Yeah.
But the real unique way PS5's architecture is built, and allowing it to like look through its cache very dynamically is really really unique and really cool. And I hope future Xboxes can also take advantage of that in some way. I mean, it's just a really really cool feature because it theoretically should also cut down on like game size.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because you're not having to duplicate assets on your disk or drive that then the memory has to go seek and find. It's just like, quick reference to this object, and it just has to exist once in the code.
And that's why we have Brett.
The long and short of it. But overall, both consoles very powerful. I'm really excited for both of them. I obviously probably won't be getting both at launch. Probably will be getting an Xbox at launch.
Yeah.
Just because that's who I play with.
That way Brett and I can tear stuff up together on Halo Infinite.
That's right. I'm certainly excited for PlayStation fanboys and fangirls and what they get to experience this fall.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of code, Xbox had theirs stolen.
Oh no!
Now Luke's in podcasting zone tonight. Let's
That's
go.
Right. Xbox's source code was stolen for the Xbox Series X, and it's currently being ransomed for $100 million. I haven't heard any other developments after that. Who knows if this is really even true? But that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. And the source code is basically what they used to make it, correct, Brett?
Yeah.
It's wild. I wonder what comes of this.
Hopefully $100 million
Coronavirus
for
got
me.
people out here stealing.
No.
Coronavirus got people out here stealing Xbox's source code to try to survive, man. It's crazy. I'll stay in the gaming world. And surprise dropping things has kind of become the new normal, I think.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, March 31st, it is rumored that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's campaign remaster is going to be released.
Heck yeah.
I can't believe that. I don't know. I feel like we would have had some sort of marketing for it by now if it was going to actually come out, but I don't know. I probably won't be picking this up just because I refuse to pay $60 for a campaign.
Is it going to be 60?
Yeah.
I've heard full price. I've heard anywhere from $30 to full price.
Jeez.
Now, granted, that does have probably one of the best Call of Duty campaigns on it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But I found it kind of cool, that if they do surprise drop it, that'd be pretty cool.
I'm definitely interested in it. I probably won't get it either just because I have other things to play. I mean,
right.
But I watched that trailer and it looked really cool.
The leaked trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's not for me, but
right. No, I probably won't get
but
this.
Cool. I don't know. I feel a little spoiled after the Master Chief Collection, as troubled as it was, came out 4 years ago and released at $60 with 4 games, and they've added 2 cents.
Right.
For relatively little,
yeah,
like $15 a piece type of thing. So to see it to see more games just do re-releases of campaigns only, and like I don't know, it's fine. They know their market and they know what their people will spend, what their fans will spend. So
Yeah.
good for
Right.
them.
Activision will find a way to squeeze every penny they
Oh
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I have one more gaming story, or two more gaming stories.
Hit me.
Three more gaming
Hit me.
stories.
Hit me 3 times in the face.
3 times. Okay, the PS5 is not expecting delays amidst the coronavirus thing. Personally, I would expect that to change, given the rapid growth that this thing has had.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
especially because I believe the PlayStation is made exclusively overseas, isn't it?
I mean, the main manufacturing for both of these will be overseas.
Oh, okay. For
But,
whatever
I
reason,
mean,
I thought the Xbox was made in the U.S.
Not that I am aware of.
I don't know.
They might have certain components that are built here,
Hmm.
but I think most of the assembly is done.
Ultimately, I think they
overseas.
both get delayed anyways, but
Yeah.
I would imagine they're both going to be a spring release at this point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know.
But while we were talking about delays, Square Enix revealed, I think this was yesterday, that Final Fantasy VII's physical street date may not be doable in the U.S., which is April 10th, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. That's 12 days away. I don't know how... Like, how are those games not here yet? Am I crazy for thinking they should be here? I mean, it's 12 days.
I don't know how that stuff
Yeah,
works.
Well, I just think, like a game at least goes gold at least, I would say 30 days before its release at the latest, just because they have to get it all shipped out.
Well, so that's my thinking is it must be more of they're ready. They're probably like ready to be shipped out, but because of all the coronavirus
They
stuff,
can't get it shipped.
they just haven't gotten it shipped, and they've been waiting and waiting, trying to hopefully that date can still stick.
Yeah.
But at this point, maybe they're willing to call it like, oh, I don't know if we can get them over, and even if we do get them over, can we? Are there going to be any retailers open for them to sell them?
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy, man. It sucks that this is happening.
Yeah.
But moving on to more
I
positive
mean-
gaming. Oh, go ahead, Brett.
No. Well, it's just it was like that was surely that was getting a digital release as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they couldn't do like a digital first, and then maybe if you buy it digital, you can get a discount on the physical copy later type of thing. I don't know.
Man, you got to think. This is terrible for physical game sales. Just this is going to drive everything more towards that digital discless
Yep.
scenario that developers and gaming companies are scared of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But in more positive news, and this is probably all going to be released digitally, Super Mario's 35th anniversary is this year. And Nintendo is rumored to be releasing pretty much the entire back catalog of Mario games on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, and I'm way more excited for this than than any Call of Duty thing. But
oh, me too.
yeah,
Yeah.
this will be crazy. Now, depending on how they price it, Nintendo is pretty notorious for their
price gouging.
Nothing's ever cheap.
Oh, jeez.
That could put a damper on things.
Yeah. Most likely. I'm excited for games like Sunshine and Galaxy that came out when I was younger that I liked, but I feel like I just wasn't at a maturity in my gaming where I could finish a game like that.
Right.
So, price pending, I guess. I'd be really intrigued to try those again, even though I think I still have both of those games on my GameCube. So I don't know why I would need to do that. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just pull out the GameCube
Maybe just play. Yeah, plug in the GameCube, Luke.
Yeah, I think I have Super Mario Galaxy on our GameCube as well. I do hope they remaster 64 though. I'd love to play that again
Yeah.
Mm,
with updated
yeah.
Mario Odyssey graphics.
Here we
That'd be really cool.
go, Luigi.
Luigi.
Smack. Any more gaming news that you guys got?
No, that's all I got for gaming. Sorry, it kind of went long there,
Um,
but
You
That's all
good?
gaming is taking
That
over the
is
world right now.
all
So
I've got for games. Yeah.
One TV story I have that I'll just burn through real quick. Lock and Key was announced today to get a season 2 on Netflix. I watched the
nice.
first season. I thought it was good. It didn't look like blow my mind or anything, but I enjoyed it. I don't know if Brett ever
Ste-
finished it or not.
So Stephanie and I just have the finale
Okay.
left. The last like 2 or 3 episodes have been way better than
Everything before it.
everything before it. I thought the first half of this show was like, here's my mini review, I guess, has been like a slog.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Um,
The first half is it's
just
really
rough.
boring, and you really don't have anybody to like yet. But then, like in the second half, all
Mhm.
these kids are kind of working together to stop this supernatural stuff, and it's
Like the first half is mostly about the youngest kid, Bodhi, and then he's not interesting. He's not that interesting because he doesn't really have any
yeah,
friends. He's just interacting with his older siblings who are both high schoolers, so they're like the biggest
d bags.
d-bags in the world.
And plus, like
And
I think
then,
the biggest problem with the show,
unfortunately, it gets interesting when they get away from Bodhi, but then it's like, why did you spend so much time with Bodhi
Yeah.
at the beginning?
and I think a big problem with that show is you follow all the stuff at high school a lot, which I don't care about. Like
Yeah.
the YA high
Honestly,
school relationship stuff.
If they had, I think, granted, still haven't seen the last episode. I don't think it's gonna really change my review of it. Just because it's the finale. I think I know where it's going.
Yeah, you
But
probably do.
but like, I think they could have, and my guess is this is where they'll go with a season 2. But I wanted them to lean more into the magic, more into the
Yep.
like the mystical side of things, and so much of it is just daily life, except that there's nothing to really keep you interested in what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they as characters aren't that interesting, and I don't know if that's a combination of the writing and the acting. I don't think the writing's all that great for them. It's not awful, but it's not that compelling either.
Yeah.
Um,
It works. Like it's like barely good enough.
yeah, it's good enough. But so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, season 2. Okay, well, I'll probably watch it because Stephanie is enjoying season 1 and she'll want to rewatch, or she'll want to watch season 2.
I think I'll watch it because I think this was written by Joe Hill, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, Stephen King's son.
Yep.
So I'd be interested to watch it or read it or both.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I have the first book or graphic novel. If you ever want to borrow it.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see, what else do we got here?
I only have one more story, but I'm pretty sure you have it as well, so you can go ahead and drop it.
I'll just run through mine. So China reopened their theaters. Coronavirus was kind of starting to settle down a little bit over there, so they decided to reopen theaters, and they put in the 4 Avengers movies and the Avatar movies and all these giant tentpole films they put in like the top 5 grossing movies pretty much.
Right.
But now they're closed again. Their plan did not work. So I just thought that was a really interesting strategy of reopening theaters for almost less than a day. Or maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just wait.
It'll be really interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah.
I would hate to be the first movie coming out after like a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
seriously.
Because like honestly, even once the theaters reopen, I don't like. Boy, unless we have like a vaccine that's like 100% cure type thing, I don't know if I'm going to the movies right away until I
You
like
know.
know it's safe type of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm like, and I'm here like I want to champion the movie theaters and we need them to stay in business, but even I'm like,
Yeah.
let's wait a couple weeks.
Amen.
So it'll be, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, who knows if what will be the first one could be Wonder Woman. Speaking of Wonder Woman, hey.
Hey,
I kind of had to work for that one a bit, but it's okay.
You stretched, but it's
Wonder
fine.
Woman 1984, it officially did get delayed, and it's going to try and come out August 14th. That's the new date, but they said, who knows at this point. I think the statement was, hopefully
Yeah.
we can all enjoy this movie in August. But, I mean, if things are still going on, then we'll probably have to get delayed again, but I mean, that's at this point, that's 5 months away now, so hopefully by then it will calm down. But August 14th.
I'm glad they gave it a date.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that's where I land on it.
Instead of delayed
These indefinite
indefinitely,
delays just scare me a lot.
I was gonna say, did you hear about the Sony delays that were today?
I just actually saw those on Twitter that I guess Venom 2 could be in huge trouble over it.
Yeah.
Um,
So Morbius got delayed. That was coming out July 31st. That got pushed to March 19. Ghostbusters Afterlife was coming out on July 10th. That got pushed to March 5th. Uncharted, which was slotted for March 5th for whatever reason. I don't understand it.
this year?
No, March
Oh.
5th of 2021.
I was about to say, what?
Tom Holland, man, he's putting in the
How's
work.
Mar-
He's getting that movie made.
March 5th of 2021 got pushed to October 8th of 2021.
Dude, that movie has to just get canceled.
It's never getting made.
Oh my gosh.
Because I guarantee you they're not making it, like, it was going into production, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this month.
Yeah.
And I
It's
guarantee
cursed.
that got shut down.
It's cursed like
And-
the Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov UFC fight. It's just never going to happen.
Tom Holland's definitely got other movies when he gets back that are a higher priority
Yeah.
than Uncharted, so that movie's not happening. And then the Tom Hanks drama Greyhound got delayed indefinitely, and Peter Rabbit 2 got delayed indefinitely.
Peter Rabbit
Mm.
2?
Or I don't know if it was
Ugh.
definite.
What am I going to do
But it
without
got-
that movie?
My life is over now. That's the
Yeah,
last
man,
straw.
I don't even. This is just too much.
You don't want to listen to James Corden as an adorable little rabbit?
James
Can't believe
Gordon
you.
and adorable in the same sentence is my favorite thing tonight.
You're welcome. There's also, we learned today that Disney execs are taking pay cuts.
Yeah.
I did see
To-
this.
That's, hey, I dunk on Disney a lot.
Me too.
But this is a good move. So the majority of their execs are taking like a 20% pay cut. Bob,
Iger.
no, well, the other one, not
Chapek.
their CEO, Chapek. Bob Chapek is taking a 50% cut, and Iger is taking a 100% pay cut. So all that will obviously filter back down finances to hopefully help keep the company more or less afloat. They've currently been continuing to pay all of their actors who work at the theme parks, even though the theme parks have been closed. So thumbs up to that.
Yeah.
Try and keep people employed. Times like these hurt business, but that means they also hurt individuals. And if you're a fortunate enough business to have reserves, and good finance people, try and make it so that you can keep paying
Yeah, for
people.
sure. Well, that's all the news from me.
One more story that we didn't talk about Anya Taylor-Joy, did
No.
we?
No.
Okay. Anya Taylor-Joy is, I guess, being discussed as possibly playing Furiosa in the Fury Road
Oh
prequel
yeah.
spin-off movie.
Yep.
Dude, I love her, so yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I like her too. I just really liked Charlize Theron's Furiosa, and I would have liked to see her get another crack at that character.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you, but
Um,
I think Anya will be a good choice too.
yeah, I think she'll be really. I don't think there's I don't think we lose at all in either situation.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
but my personal preference would be Charlize Theron gets another chance to play the character. But
Yep.
Another crack at it. Agreed.
that's all I got.
Did you all see that Zack Snyder?
The Knight
How much have
Rider,
I
Zack
been
Snyder.
drinking? Zack Snyder shared some behind-the-scenes thoughts during a live commentary on Batman v Superman.
Yeah, and
Did you see how he announced this? I love bringing people together. Oh my gosh, dude. Get your cult going.
dude, the Zack Snyder cult is alive and thriving currently.
Dude, Zack Snyder and Doc Antle would be best friends.
Oh my gosh. Can we get Zack Snyder to make a Doc Antle biography? That'd be amazing.
I'm so in. Can he CGI the cats though?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
It'd be animal abuse to actually use real
And
cats.
it'd be even funnier because probably Dog Ant will be like, "No, you're using my cats. You're using my cats."
Yeah.
These cats
for
are
sure,
gorgeous.
For sure. I'm not gonna go down the list of everything that Snyder shared, but if you're interested, you can go look at some. I
didn't he
think
say
some of
he
the
has a live
behind-the-scenes stuff
commentary
is always interesting
for BVS Ultimate
So-
Edition. If you want to watch BVS
Yes.
and listen to Zack Snyder talk about how they made the movie, that is available for you to listen to now. I think on Vero, which is a sucky app.
Yeah.
Or you can go to any of the quote unquote news outlets and video game or entertainment news outlets and find a bullet point list. It won't be as in depth or as useful, and it may be a little more clickbaity, but it would still get you wouldn't have to download the Vero app.
Yeah, and you also won't have to sit through 3 hours of that.
Also, you probably won't have to pay
Yeah,
for the Vero
exactly.
account. I don't think those are free anymore. So
That's
Oh.
crazy.
Do I still have mine?
I don't know.
think I
Luke and I
deleted
were
it.
going hot and heavy on there for a little bit on Vero.
yeah, we were there when it first started,
Yeah.
and we had so many followers, but
Oh, dude, it was
doesn't-
ridiculous.
it's a crappy app. I don't understand it. I couldn't stand it. I deleted it, and it was so bad.
I might
an
download it out of
interesting-
curiosity.
I would say it's an interesting concept. I like the idea of it's not ad based and it's not it's not like mining your data to sell to the highest that's what they say. I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't believe them.
Which is why it's paid, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, not very popular.
All right. If that's all the news, I want to talk Tiger King.
Yes.
we
Real quick,
So-
Tyler is the youngest cub here.
Yeah, I've only watched the first 2 episodes. So my knowledge of the show will be very limited, and I'll probably get the whole thing spoiled for me here in the next 5 minutes, I imagine.
That's the thing, though. I think even if we spoil it, it's not gonna decrease your enjoyment of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree
cool.
because we're not those characters.
Yeah,
I call them characters. We're not those people, but they're character.
It's just crazy because I saw a few things online.
Yeah, I seen some
beforehand
stuff on Twitter.
that was like, oh, okay, so they're and you kind of forget about it while you're watching it. It's engrossing
Yeah.
enough,
I think
and then
there's
all of a
just
sudden it kind of comes up, and you're like, oh, okay.
yeah, like I know, like I'm on the end of episode 2. They introduced the idea that Carol may have fed her husband to her tigers,
Dude,
and like
episode 3
I had
is
read that on
crazy.
Twitter. I had read that on Twitter so many times, and then like that part came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my dude, what? Like even if you know it, I think it's still kind of flabbergasting.
But oh my gosh, where to even begin? Episode 1, like, so I start this thing up. I hear this show is nuts, and how just weird all these people are, and how crazy this story is. And I'm 5 minutes into it, and I already hate everybody they've introduced me to.
Dude, I hated so many people like right away. I was like, these people
Because
suck.
I mean
There are no heroes in this show.
and
They're
like
all terrible.
the first thing they show you is 300 tigers in a tiny cage, and I'm like, right, this is awesome. I hate this. Like, and I'm not an animal activist. I love animals. Clearly not as much as these people, but like, just this entire show, I could not stand how they were calling themselves like a zoo or a retreat preservation for tigers and animals or big cat rescue. I'm
or a
like,
sanctuary.
you are all profiting, even though she calls herself a nonprofit. I guarantee you she's not. I have a theory on that.
Oh,
But
no.
they're all just profiting on these tigers. There's no benefit for any of them to be in there. Not like for instance, our zoo. Like, I think our zoo is a really nice zoo because, first of all, there's 2 or 3. They've got, I don't know, 300 square feet to themselves, and they can just hang out. They're not being petted and all that stuff. Like, just all these people that are owning these tigers, all of them should be in jail. I think they're all wrong. I was watching the first episode. I was like, I want to punch all of these people in the freaking face.
Yeah. I maybe wasn't quite that aggressive.
Tigers are one of my favorite animals. So,
Well,
and to see that, I was pretty upset. And like, I was pre-vet for a while too. That's another thing. Were there any vets ever in this show, Brett? Were there any vets?
oh no!
that's-
Like at one point, you see like they're trying to transport like a massive tiger, and it's just Joe Exotic with a needle on the end of a stick, like jamming it through a hole in the wall
Oh my gosh.
in the trailer to like try and sedate it. I'm just like, this is so unprofessional.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't
Which
believe
doesn't
it.
surprise me at all, but like,
Yeah, there's not a single person like in this show that I'm rooting for, or they're all just such bad people.
there's a couple.
Also,
Have you? I think it was
Time
episode
out.
2. Oh,
timeout.
okay,
Can we
time
just
out.
talk about the coke dealer who straight up admits that he basically burned a guy alive and cut him with a circular saw?
Oh yeah. The Miami guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mario
Scarface.
Trobe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, hold on. This dude literally just admitted he did it. Like, he's like, yeah, I was there. We burned him alive and cut him with a circular saw.
I didn't do it, but I was there. Which is the same
I was
thing.
there.
It's
I
like,
served my time. I can
Golly.
be a conservationist and have these big cats. Like, what? Hold on, time out. We're not just gonna speed past what you just said, buddy.
I
could
it
not
totally
believe that.
does. It totally is just like, and we're moving on.
Like, how do you sit there as like the guy producing this thing or the guy filming the interview? You're just like, yo.
But I mean, like,
I don't
even
wanna be
throughout
in
the
this guy's
series,
house.
there's
If we
moments
use
like
this-
that come up, and the interviewer goes, wait, what?
Yeah.
Or like the scene with Joe Exotic's like, what would you do if they came in here? Oh, it'd be like Waco.
Dude,
What?
you can't say
How do
things
you
like
say that on national television? Are you kidding me? Oh my
Oh, dude,
god.
it gets so much crazier. It gets so
I
much
just could not
crazier.
believe it.
And then episode 1, it's what you kind of think the show is gonna be. It's like all
They
these
just
tigers
introduce
are
everybody.
being mistreated, and these people are fighting each
Yep.
other.
Yeah.
And then episode 2 is like about cults, like sex cults, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
Freaking
It takes
And-
a hard left.
But it's still related, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it does a good job. It's a well constructed narrative, even though it takes these hard left turns. Because episode 3 is very similar in that it's like, oh, now we're gonna go like detective cold case on on one of the people. Because like the first 3 episodes all focus on
Each
different
person.
Like the first
yeah,
episode's
like
a lot
they're all
about Joe.
mentioned.
Second episode
Right,
focuses
the
a
second
lot on Doc
episode's-
Antle. And the third
and the
episode
third
goes into
one
the backstory
is
of
Carol.
how Carol might have covered up and murdered and covered up her second husband.
It's just like so crazy. And then, I mean, honestly, I don't even remember like episodes 4 and 5. Granted,
That
I
was-
watched those at like 1
That was the
a.m..
political stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, at least one.
I
of
think
them
episode
was,
5
right, when he started running.
He runs for president, and then he's not going to win, so he
yeah.
so he runs for governor of Oklahoma.
Tyler, do you remember that? Do you remember
No.
him running for? I absolutely remember him running for president in 2016.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why, like, when I heard of this and I heard Joe Exotic, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so morbidly curious about, this guy.
Dude, oh my goodness. I hope we get done here soon so I can go watch more of it.
And you're about to watch episode 3, which is a lot of the cold case stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to just absolutely blow your mind, all the stuff they reveal.
So like as I'm watching it, I'm just like, man, these people are so brainwashed. Like
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
all 3 of them in like different ways. And just the other
Mhm.
the
Oh,
people
yeah.
under them.
Like the whole scene with him talking to I can't remember his name. The young guy that ends up marrying him and his other husband.
Oh, John
Um,
and Travis.
John and
Travis Maldonado. And he basically like manipulates this dude from being straight into being gay.
Oh,
And I was just like,
yeah.
what is going on?
If there's anyone who you end up empathizing for,
Yeah.
it's probably Joe's staff more than like anyone else.
Yeah, I don't remember his first
Specifically-
name. The dude who,
Specifically, Travis, the dude with the leg,
The no legs.
the amputee.
and yeah, the girl who gets her
2
arm bit
legs.
off.
Yep, and the girl who because she is just so there and like ready. Like after she gets her arm bit off, she's like 5 days later, I'm back at work because I don't want it to look like, and how much of that is her and her good attitude, and how much of it is manipulation from
Mhm.
Joe. I don't know, but like you do end up feeling bad for the people that essentially get screwed because of the people who are running these
Yeah.
things.
And then I
Do
mean
we
like
find out where all of this is at the end?
oh yeah.
Okay, good.
yeah. And then I mean with
Oh yeah.
Doc Balagavaba Antle, whatever his name is, who's
Doc
definitely
Antle. Baga
something like that.
I'd probably
Like,
Bhagavar?
butchered that.
Just his manipulation of like young women to
Mhm.
act and then dress and then be a certain way working there. Like he makes his employees get fake breast implants and stuff, like, and then ends up marrying like 7 of his employees. And
Yeah.
I was so happy one of them left. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the girl who lives in Iowa.
Yeah, I was so happy
Mhm.
that one of them got out of there at least.
You can tell though, like, and actually, I think I feel the worst for her
Yeah.
so far. You can tell she's so like mentally and emotionally scarred from that.
Yeah.
Like, watching her do these interviews is just so challenging because you're like, man, like I know she was like, yeah, I'll do it, but like I think in her heart of hearts, she's probably just she's so hurt by it
Yeah.
and by the decision
Mhm.
that she made, and she probably regrets so much of it.
Mm.
It's kind of hard to watch because
Yeah.
you can tell she really is beat up over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, and so many people, especially the people I feel at Doc's and the people at Carol's, they care so much about the animals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The people at Joe's, I think they learn to care about the animals, but they're there because someone's giving them a second
Yeah.
chance, which is
Which is
like a wonderful
Yeah.
thing. But like it's just it's the craziest
yeah, and I mean like
stuff ever.
the stuff with Carol, like it really annoys
Dude.
me in the show because I feel like they never mention if a vet is anywhere or not. So I feel like I can't comment on that. Like if there's vets at
Sure.
Big Cat Rescue, great. That's really good. But the fact that she says all of our employees are volunteers makes me worried that a vet isn't there. Like
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm,
please mention a vet is there. I already don't like you and trust you. Just say it, please.
Right.
But
yeah.
like, is she doing a different type of manipulation because she has a sad story and upbringing, and oh, but she cares so much about these animals that we're willing to help her, and like, I don't know.
So
Oh yeah, I don't trust any of them.
so after watching the first two episodes, I think it really just focuses on the main three, which is Joe, Doc Antle, and Carol.
Mhm.
Um, so I wanted to ask the question. You know, the NFL draft is this month or in April, and if you had the number one overall pick in the Tiger conservation draft, and you had to choose between those three, who would you draft?
Am I
Carol.
drafting the one who's like craziest?
I'm picking to win, right?
I think there's two ways you look at it. You draft out of the one that you think is the least bad, or you draft to win.
I don't I don't know if any of them are the least
Okay,
bad.
here's my take. First of all, I'm selling my draft pick. I'm selling the number one draft pick for players. That's
You're trading
I'm
down.
trading down for one of their for a tiger, and I'm going to save the tiger.
Attaboy.
Um,
Attaboy.
but
Are you? You're not going to breed that tiger.
no,
though,
I'm not
right?
going to breed it. I'm going to rehabilitate it, and then, if possible, let it go back in the wild or put it on a conservation. Do something. And there will be a vet present.
Attaboy.
But
Good.
here's the thing. I think by far Carol is the worst. Not necessarily
Carol's
towards
the most
not necessarily towards the
ruthless.
tigers, just
No.
morally in her views about life in general, because I think she
Mhm.
did kill her husband or had something to do with it and knows something, but is getting away with it. Doc Antle he wants to have sex with ladies, and the tigers let him have that. I think that's what he got addicted to. Joe, I think he does care a lot about the tigers, but he gets wrapped up in fame. But I just think
Theatrics.
Joe's an idiot.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's
for
his
sure.
biggest downfall. Like, he's not smart enough. If he had Carol's smarts, he would be the best to run the Tigers, I think. Because out of those three, even though he's definitely abusing I can't believe I'm talking about this. Even though he's definitely abusing animals, I feel like I would trust him the most. I would just really, really set him in stone of like, this is how we're taking care of these tigers and all these monkeys and everything. This is a weird
Yeah,
draft, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had to ask the hard question.
No, you went into way more detail than I probably can or will. But I think if I'm drafting for like a successful zoo, preserve, sanctuary, whatever you want to call it, I think I've got to draft Carol
Yeah.
because she's the most relentless.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
they're all very um, persistent, but she's the one who knows how to get things done in a way that, you know, at least keeps
Even
her out of
Joe
trouble.
mentions that.
Right?
Even Joe mentions, like, I got to give it to her. She's good at what she does.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, there's some stuff at the end of the series about Doc that, kind of like with Joe, it's like there's probably more abuse there. I don't think Carol's probably abusing animals at all.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
but her moral compass is definitely not straight north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll answer.
Definitely not.
So I kind of
I can answer mine very quickly.
I texted you guys
I would
earlier.
trade down.
Oh,
okay.
That I wanted to talk theories because I'm currently watching Ozark, which is about money laundering, right?
Mhm.
So I got this theory that popped in my head. What if she's using this big cat rescue to launder all the money that she cheated out of her husband of? I don't know. Like, I still don't really know how money laundering works. I'm not smart like that. But I don't know. The two shows that I'm watching connected, and I thought that sounded fun. So that's my theory. She's laundering money through Big Cat Rescue for the money she pretty much conned out of the husband that she killed.
I think the laundering would be more from the donations.
Well, you'd mix it in to wash it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Money is math, and math is hard. So I can't comment on that other than I like your theory.
I'm just gonna roll with
Yeah,
it,
I
like
mean,
my
sounds
raise a
plausible.
clone theory. I don't really buy
I don't
into
think
it, but
it's
I'm totally
much-
sold.
I don't think it's much. I don't think it's far from the truth.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, that's probably how she's able to cover it all up.
Mm-hmm. Tyler,
Um,
sorry, we interrupted your draft pick.
Yeah, no, I would trade down to the 4th overall pick, and if I had to draft a conservationist, I would draft a black jaguar or white tiger out of Mexico.
Nice.
Mostly because he's been commentating all of this show and kind of talking about how he's met all these people and how they're just horrible. And I'm sure he's got his baggage too, but just kind of hearing him talk about it, it's interesting.
I think the most wild thing out of this entire show is, like, most people get really annoyed at PETA because they're always tweeting dumb stuff and bringing up dumb topics about, like, you can't eat meat or fish or this or whatever and all this stuff. And I mean, PETA's a good organization. They just get a lot of crap from people. But I was rooting for PETA in this, and I wasn't really expecting that.
And you never root for PETA?
Yeah. Only time I rooted for PETA was in the Hunger Games.
Ugh.
That's right. I made that
I'd
reference.
rather root for the real PETA than that PETA.
Here's the deal, though. If Tiger King, if the cast of Tiger King was a Hunger Games style competition, you're picking Joe
Absolutely.
Exotic, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Dude has a gun on him at all
Dude,
times.
Joe's gonna hit. And he's gonna hit some magic in the middle of a bad
Oh my
spot to get
gosh.
out of things. Like that dude.
Oh yeah.
He might even sing you a song.
Dude, no joke. Like, I actually thought his music was pretty decent. Like, I was pretty surprised with how good he sounded.
Shout
I
out
was-
to Donnell Davis who made a TikTok out of this song from the beginning. I'll have to send it to you guys.
Please do. Real quick, Luke, you mentioned your theory, so I'm gonna go with mine. And that I think that Carol tried to kill her husband, failed, but he knew if he came back,
Oh?
he would die
Okay.
anyways. So he escaped to either Costa Rica or South America in general.
Okay. and then
Here's
and then
my
she just
theory.
ended up getting the money. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she just ended up getting the money.
My theory is
He basically
fed
said,
himself.
"Screw it. It's better that I just get out."
My theory is he fed himself to the tigers, mostly because I haven't watched the
Ooh.
episode yet. But
Yes, that's a ballsy theory. Also, to try and not spoil too much for Tyler here, Luke, uh, is Joe guilty or not?
I do think Joe's guilty too. I
Yeah.
think he's guilty of being stupid.
of trying to get her killed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may not have been his full intention to actually do it, but he gave. I don't want to. He gave money. He had the conversation. It was recorded.
You don't.
Like
Do you think it was a setup at all?
it. It might have
Because that's the
been.
other thing. I don't trust what's his face either. Jeff.
I don't trust Jeff. I don't trust Alan. I don't trust the big red guy whose name I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
I don't trust any of them. I trust the girl who got out of Doc Antle's sex cult, and I trust the guy with no legs. And I trust the
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
I trust the lawyer who was opposing Carol
Oh,
in the murder.
Doc's lawyer, or not Doc's? Don's.
Yeah,
Don's
Don's lawyer. Yeah, I trust
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he seems to be very grounded, which he's a lawyer, so that
Yeah,
makes sense.
he's probably a smart guy. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at Tiger King memes while you
I don't
talk through this.
I don't know if Joe is confusing. He's absolutely guilty of animal abuse. He's guilty of the selling and the cub petting and all that and anything with the tigers. As for trying to get Carol murdered, I think he was guilty in that moment.
I think, okay, y'all are going to hate me here.
No, probably not.
I think he was, you may. I think he may have been kind of guilty in like a Luke Skywalker kind of way.
Oh Jesus!
In that moment, he like lit up the lightsaber
Oh no!
because
Yeah.
he was
But we think the same thing.
even if he even if he didn't actually strike, like there was enough there.
Like he
that
thought about doing it.
He thought about doing it, and then someone, because it wasn't actually him himself going to do it, someone else took that as a green light.
Yeah. So like it's hard to know if it wouldn't have been recorded and he paid somebody and he would have been like, actually no, this is a bad, don't do this. This is a bad idea. We won't do this. But it was that like small moment where he's like, yeah, I'll give you this much money, blah 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 blah, and that was what they recorded. It was good enough. So like, yeah, it was that moment. And I mean, that's what they're going to prosecute. So yeah, I'd have to, if I was a juror, I'd be like, yeah, I think he would have done it. Especially like he seems, I don't want to diagnose him, but he seems bipolar. He gets real mad sometimes when he can usually be a real kind of just eccentrically weird, but kind of fun guy. But then he'll just kind of blast off on you, and I feel like that was a moment of just anger, and it just really bit him.
Yeah.
See, from what I've seen so far, he's pretty much even keel. Like he seems to be a fairly nice guy who just is kind of eccentric, like you said.
Yep.
Oh, dude! By the end of the third or fourth episode, because he probably hasn't talked about Carol too much yet.
Yeah.
No, pretty much just says that he hates her and that he sent her snakes.
Dude, it gets bad. I mean, there's a reason why he was convicted very quickly.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you to finish.
Yeah, I'll probably finish it if I can watch episode 3 tonight. I'll probably finish it tomorrow.
I watched all 7 episodes straight through on Sunday. I did not stop for anything except to go to the bathroom.
Well, I'll have to stop because I have to work.
didn't stop me last night. Actually,
Yeah.
I take that back. It did. It did. Um, no, so we watched 2 episodes of Lock and Key last night, and then I was like, I'm gonna start this, and then I watched. What are there 7 episodes
Yeah,
total
7.
or 8?
Yeah.
7. So I watched 5 last night.
Nice.
What time did you go to sleep?
Like 2 a.m.
I love it.
Are you off work?
Oh. And then I finished them today.
Very good.
Nice.
I love the binge mode.
Yeah, I'll finish it tomorrow. If I can watch another one tonight, I'll finish it tomorrow.
But oh my gosh, my rating for it, I guess, is a booyah. I think everybody should give it a try. I will put the asterisk on there that if you hate watching animals get abused, or you don't like watching, for instance, they cut up a lot of dead cows to feed to the tigers. And it's pretty graphic in that sense, so if you don't like that stuff, you'll probably realize pretty quick you don't want to watch it. But it's a wild ride,
Depending on
man.
Depending on what your level of like what you consider animal abuse is too.
Yeah.
Like there's not a ton of like
It's not like they're
tigers getting
not like
hurt,
branding
right? Like,
a
it's not like
tiger
they're
and saying, "I hate you, I'm gonna burn you alive," and they whip it. Like it's just it's
right.
more 200 tigers in a tiny cage.
Yeah. I'd agree. I'd probably give this a booyah. Just because of how crazy it is. But how well it still continues to tell a cohesive story throughout the entirety of it. It does a really good job, and it does a really good job of doing that without making you feel like you've wasted your time because there's no one to root for.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like when there's no hero or protagonist. I mean, Joe's probably the protagonist, but he's like an anti-hero, or you may end up thinking of him more as a villain, but you don't feel like you've wasted your time investing emotion into him,
Yeah.
or maybe any of the other characters at the end of it. So
Yeah.
it gets a thumbs up for me. It does probably, some of our audiences maybe a little more cares more about things like language and stuff like that. It's got lots of language in it. Be prepared, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then some slightly disturbing animal stuff, but nothing that I think is absolutely unforgivable.
Yeah. I agree. I guess real quick, I tweeted this last night. I just kind of want to throw this out there again. If you watched Tiger King and you like watching these Netflix true crime kind of documentaries they keep putting out, watch Evil Genius.
It's so
It
good.
is 4 episodes, and it is the most insane crime I've just ever heard of.
I listened to the Do Go On one about that.
It's the first episode tells you a story about a dude who walks into a bank and has a bomb collar around his neck, and he's asked to rob a bank. And that's the beginning. And it escalates so much in ways that you just honestly don't expect, and it's just completely wild. Really check it out. If you like Tiger King, if you like Making a Murderer, I think you'll really like that. That's Luke's recommendation of the week.
I like it. It's a good recommendation.
Tiger King. I saw a tiger. I should listen to his albums on Apple Music tomorrow when I'm at work.
Dude, does he have music on Spotify?
I have no idea.
I'm looking right now.
Should we jump into the fan box?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Fan box, it's time for the fan box.
Gosh. What a nightmare situation. All right,
Okay.
yeah, Fanbox time.
All right, so we got a couple questions here in the fan box. First off, over on Twitter, you can always ask us any question. Feel free to ask us a question over on Twitter at @whatthefanboy, or shoot us an email at whatthefanboy@gmail.com. Haha, I got there.
Woo!
Attaboy.
So over on Twitter at NotKelseyLay asked us, have you guys been playing the new Animal Crossing? We all have Switches. We're all kind of into gaming. Have any of us picked up Animal Crossing?
Nope, I have not.
Yeah, I was going to say, none of us mentioned it in our weekly recap, so I don't think the answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is no.
I am not a fan of
However-
Animal Crossing. I actually got so sick of seeing Animal Crossing on my Twitter feed this week, I muted it on Twitter. I couldn't take it anymore.
Wow.
It was all I was seeing.
I've never played Animal Crossing, but all the hype around it has me genuinely curious, and I may end up picking that up before too long.
Yeah, if you're, I feel like it's probably a great social distancing quarantine game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good time. It's a good game for right now.
Mm.
Couldn't have come out at a better time.
Right. So
But thank
sorry,
you for the
Kelsey,
question.
We don't have a review or impressions on that, but yeah, good question. Good question. At pronounced Ian, also over on Twitter, asks, what is the worst original streaming service show that fooled you with an absolutely fantastic trailer? So what show had a great trailer, but then you watch it and it was like, oh no, this is bad.
I feel like you guys should both have one that's the same. That's pretty recent.
Here's the deal. I never thought that was going to be good.
Oh, The Witcher?
Yeah. I don't think it had great trailers.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was going to be good, but yeah. Yeah, nope.
bringing up
The Witcher
bringing
is-
up bad memories for Tyler.
Yeah, I'm over here like, man, I forgot about that show already, and now you're bringing it back.
I'll make sure to bring it up every week now. No, for me, it's one that I actually didn't really remember the trailer for it. I just heard it was really good. Was Sense8. I made it 20 minutes.
I remember
or
you
less
talking
into that
about
show,
this.
and I quit immediately. I almost never do that too. I hated that show. The other one that I did it with, I actually finished the show.
The OA.
Yeah, it's the OA. Well, I finished the first season. I didn't watch the second season, if it even ever came out. I'm not sure, but I thought that show was complete trash. It's a dumpster fire. I stuck it out though till the end because I hate my life, I guess.
You do tend to prolong your suffering for what appears to be no reason.
Yeah, I need to stop doing that.
But good, good for you for keeping to the moral high ground of sticking it out. I don't know if that's actually a moral high ground thing, but
I'll take it. It's over, Anakin. I have the moral high ground.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if this is the worst, but I didn't enjoy it all that much. His Dark Materials over on HBO.
Oh yeah.
I thought had a really good trailer, but ultimately was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call it awful or like it's not the worst.
It could just never
but
take off.
Yeah.
It was like almost always almost there, but it never took off into like a next level kind of HBO show for me.
Right. was another one I was thinking of, and I've already forgotten what it was called. How bad is that? What's that other one from HBO that I didn't like last year?
I have no idea.
Game of Thrones?
Well, no, the one with Zendaya.
Oh, Euphoria.
Yeah.
Euphoria. I don't know if that had a great trailer or not. I was intrigued, and I ended up disliking that show a lot. Like I think that's a bad show. but I don't think the trailer was fantastic either. Like it was more intriguing than oh, that looks awesome. It was just like, oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah. Man, the OA was just not what I expected whatsoever. The premise of the OA is a girl who was blinded as a child disappears and then comes back and she has her sight back. And I was like, what the heck? Gotta figure out what this superhero schniznit is. And then it's like about dancing in a house. I was just like, what the freaking crap is this, man? Ugh. Sorry if you like that show, but I just did not.
Not every show has to be for everyone.
Yeah.
Amen. Couldn't agree more.
That's fine. Okay, did we have any questions anywhere else?
I did not see any.
Okay. Didn't know if you guys got any DMs or anything.
Just from you guys.
All right. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. Okay, well, then I think that probably wraps up our show this week.
We did it.
Absolutely. We made it.
I can't believe we made it.
We did it. I, for one, cannot wait till we can do this not social distancing style and all be back together.
Me too.
But it was good to hear your voices again.
It was.
Not that I didn't hear them this week when we were playing Xbox, but
right.
Thank you everyone for listening to this. Man, we can't say watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Thanks for listening. If you want to watch old episodes, you can go check it out on YouTube.
We'll be on the tube
at
soon.
our YouTube page. We will. Even if we have to do like a little, maybe we can record our screen or something like that. We'll work on that maybe next week. Until then, though, you can follow us over on Instagram and Twitter at WhatTheFanboy. You can find all of our links and content and stuff over at WhatTheFanboy.com. If you're stuck inside and you're feeling bored and you need something to go do, you can be like, hey, what did these guys think of Batman v Superman? Go check out that review, or whatever movie you want. You can go check out our backlog all over there at WhatTheFanboy.com.
We also we got a lot of commentaries. Well, a lot. We got a few. Up on
like a dozen
in our
almost.
podcast feed, up on SoundCloud. So if you're alone and you want to watch a movie with somebody, you can watch it with us.
Yeah, good call.
Yep. Yeah, we
also have
real
merch.
Good feedback on the last one. So
Nice. Oh yeah, we do have merch. Good call, Tyler.
Yeah, we also have merch on our website. We have some
unupdated
T-shirts
merch.
and some bags and mugs and a little bit of everything.
Get yourself a
for
sexy
everyone.
podcast shirt. Sounds my favorite.
Yeah, we need to get a Podcat 2.0 shirt.
Yeah, we do.
I think when we get the new studio, we'll make sure we have some merch to launch alongside of it. How about
Sweet.
Ooh.
I want one of each, please.
Okay, you can order it.
Okay, I'll do that.
We'll make it work. Until next week, thank you all for listening. Have a great week. Stay safe. Wash those hands. See ya.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Do your peace sign, Tyler.
I'm doing my peace sign. I'll turn my camera on to do my peace sign.
Carl, don't get in the bag. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a picture of this and send it to you.
Man, this
Carl.
episode is a disaster already.
I do too.
Okay. Like
Oh,
Citizen
no.
Kane before it, Star Wars: The Last Jedi will not universally
freeze
be
again?
recognized for its greatest features, but when it does,
Oh my
Ryan
gosh.
Johnson will rightfully
This
be
is
named
the best
Supreme
thing
Leader of
ever.
Hollywood.
That's how much the internet hates The Last
Are we
Jedi.
not?
It doesn't
We're
even
not
let him
doing
get
this
his
now?
thesis out.
Okay, never mind.
Dude, I hope he's still reading the thesis.